Yeah, we can start with prayers, Mathilda.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna to all dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Lord Rishabhadeva teachings to his son. Text 1. Lord Rishabhadeva told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted the material body in this world, one who has been awarded his human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for the dog and hogs that eat stool. One should engage in the penance and the austerity to attain the divine position of the devotional service. By such activities, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains the eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to the material happiness and which continues forever. Text 2. One can attain the path of the liberation from the material bondage only by rendering the service to the highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalist, impersonalist and the devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or want to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render the service to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with the people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised and they do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in the devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abdominal way. Such people are always as Mahatmas. Text 3. Those who are interested in the reviving the Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of the Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders, nor are they attached to the wives, children's, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. Such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep the body and soul together. Text 4. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activities. He do not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which although temporary is the cause of his miseries. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on the material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not benefiting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of the sense gratification by which he perpetually gets the material body one after another. Text 5. As long as one does not inquire about the spiritual values of life, one is defeated and subjected to the miseries arising from ignorance, be it sinful or pious karma, has it resultant action. If a person is engaged in any kind of karma, his mind is called as karmatmaka, colored with the fruitive activity. As long as his mind is impure, consciousness is unclear, and as long as one is absorbed in the fruitive activity, he has to accept a material body. Text 6. When the living entity is covered by the mode of ignorance, he does not understand the individual living being and the supreme living being, and his mind is subjugated by fruitive activities. Therefore, until one has love for Lord Vasudeva, who is none other than myself, he is certainly not delivered from the having to accept the material body again and again. Text 7. Even though one may be very learned and wise, he is mad if he does not understand that the endeavor for sense gratification is a useless waste of time. Being forgetful of his own interest, he tries to be happy in the material world, centering his interest around his home, which is based on the sexual intercourse and which brings him all kinds of material miseries. In this way, one is no better than the foolish animal. Text 8. The attractions between the male and the female is a basic principle for the material existence. One on the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children's, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases his life illusion and thinks in terms of I and me. Text 9. When the strong knot in the heart of a person implicated in the material life due to the results of past action is slackened, one turns away from his attachment to the home, wife, and children. In this way, one gives up the basic principles of the illusion, I and mine, and becomes liberated. Thus, one goes to the transcendental world. Text 10 to 13. O my sons, you should accept the highly elevated Paramahamsa, a spiritual advanced spiritual master. In this way, you should place your faith and love in me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You should detest sense gratification and tolerate the duality of the pleasure and pain, which are like the seasonal changes of summer and winter. Try to realize the miserable conditions of living entities who are miserable even in the higher planetary systems. Philosophically inquired about the truth, then undergone all kinds of austerities and penance for the sake of the devotional service. Give up the endeavor for the sense enjoyment and engage in the service of Lord. Listen to the discussion about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and always associate with the devotees. Chant about and glorify the Supreme Lord and look upon everyone equally on the spiritual platform. Give up enmity and subdued anger and lamentation. Abandoned identification, the self, with the body and the home, and practice reading the revealed scriptures. Live in the secured place and mm, practice the process by which you can completely control your life, air, mind, and senses. Have full faith in the revealed scriptures, the Vedic literatures, and always observe celibacy. Perform your prescribed duties and avoid unnecessary talks. Always thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Acquire knowledge from the right source. Thus, practicing the Bhakti Yoga, you will patiently and enthusiastically be elevated in the knowledge, and will be able to give up the false ego. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mate. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Sri Krishna Prabhu, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sundaram Prabhuji. Thank you, Radharani Mataji, for reading the translation today. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Sikshashnamekam Purusha Puranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradari Kripambadirtamaham Prapatye Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So today we are seeing this new chapter, chapter 5. So Rishabdev Maharaj teachings to his 100 sons. So in the previous chapter, we have seen the activities of the characteristics of Rishabdev Maharaj, how Supreme Personality of Godhead himself has born to Maharaj Nabi, and as an ideal king, Nabi takes Vanaprastha ashram for the perfection of his life. Now Rishabdev Maharaj is ruling the kingdom. So he is so magnanimous, and he is so personality of Godhead avatar, so that he is exemplary in all of the activities as a Kshatriya king. So he performed all sacrifices. It's mentioned that he performed 100 sacrifices. So in his kingdom, there was so much opulence and situation for a perfect execution of Krishna consciousness for all citizens, that they didn't feel any inconvenience. So now, once he was touring the world, Maharaj Rishabdev, he reached a place known as Brahmavarta. So in that place, there was a great conference of learned Brahmanas, and all of his sons were also there, like all the 100 sons were also there. So in that assembly, Maharaj Rishabdev is going to speak. So this chapter is basically all his teachings that he spoke in Brahmavarta. So what did he teach to his sons is the essence of this chapter. This is very condensed, and high philosophy is being disseminated in his teachings here. So we'll just glance through this verse number 1 to 13 today. So all of these verses are very sweet, and Prabhupada used to recite many of these verses. So Maharaj Rishabdev is basically intending to leave home and give the kingdom to Bharata Maharaj. So he's giving very condensed and essential important verses message here. So he's just getting to the point right away without any descriptions. So he's saying the first verse, he says, Nayam deho dehabajam naraloke kashtanu kaman arhati vidbujam tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam suddeyat yashmad brahma saukyam tu anantam. So he is directly telling his sons to go after the unlimited happiness of Brahma Saukyam to Anantam, this unlimited. And his in every verse, Rishabdev Maharaj is condemning one thing, basically the whole life molding towards and trying to enjoy the senses. If that is the goal and purpose of life, he just says that's very abominable. Even animals have that kind of a lifestyle. So, but as a human being, this is a very rare birth. So he's saying, Nayam deho dehabajam naraloke. Naraloke is the human body, is very rare, and we should not just waste it for kastanu kaman, like hard work, just for a sense enjoyment. But we should do austerities, tapo divyam putraka ena, is saying his children, that for the purpose of attaining devotional service. So this transcendental platform can be attained with some austerity. In the Kali Yuga, we have been given little austerity by Srila Prabhupada to chant certain number of rounds, the Maha Mantra, and practice 4 regulative principles. And in the auspicious days like Brahma, Balram Jayanti or Krishna Janmashtami or Radhashtami, so we just perform little fasting on Ekadasi days. That's all we do in Kali Yuga. So this is Prabhupada, wanted this little bit austerity, and along with that a devotional service, and that can enhance our bhakti. So here, same principle Rishabhadev Maharaj is also teaching to his sons, that one should perform austerities for the divine, attain the divine position. So here there are many points, in this verse itself. Basically, the essence here is the heart should be purified. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam. So the heart has to be purified. In order to purify the heart, we have to Suddhayat, we have to perform austerities and bhaktis, like parallelly. Like Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching us the Bhagavad Dharma, where we try to perform spontaneous bhakti. At the same time, the sadhaka has to do certain regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. So both together will guide us towards the divine position where we get Brahma Saukyam to Anantam. So, and Rishabhadev Maharaj is also giving a solution how this can be achieved. So the solution, he's saying how to come out of this bondage and of this material bondage conditioned life. Is giving a solution. Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimuktas. So Mahat Sevam, the serving the Mahatmas were spiritually advanced devotees, that can be a door which will open our path for liberation. So this is a solution that Rishabhadev Maharaj is giving. And these devotees, Mahatmas, can be two varieties. They are impersonalists as well as devotees. And how to identify them also he is giving. He's saying Suhurda, Sadhavo, and Prashanta. So they are peaceful, and they are without anger, and they are well-wishers of everyone. Suhurda is like the best friend of everyone. And these are the qualities one can identify the Mahatmas. And he's asking his sons and all of us to take association of such advanced Mahatmas. And on the contrary, if you take association of Tamodwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam, so he's saying on the contrary, if you take association of those materialistic people who are attached to this association of women, and they are attached to sex, then our path to Tamodwaram, our path to the hell is wide open. So he's giving both positive and negative so that we can understand the problems of life and focus on the positive. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also gives, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has asked a question, who is a Vaishnava, he also says, Asat Sangat Thyaga E Vaishnava Achar Stri Sangi Eka Ashadau a Krishna Bhakto Ara. So he also says that one should avoid associating with materialistic people and one who is attached to woman and sense gratification. And on the other side, he says, positive side, one should associate with Mahatmas. So both sides, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also emphasizes the same message. So here, now Rishabhadev Maharaj is saying, those who are, he is also giving the reason why he is so harsh. He says, if your goal of life is to revive your Krishna consciousness and increase the love of Godhead, then 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 such goals will be attained only if you don't mingle with people busy maintaining the bodily aspect of life. Basically, ahara nidra bhayam aitunamsya. So these so they are basically the materialistic people. They are attached to their homes, they're attached to their paraphernalia, wife, children, friends, wealth, their properties. And you should not be associating or interested with such kind of people, especially when we are interested in increasing our love of Godhead. So here Dehambara Vartikeshu. So Dehambara means so it's basically anything related to the body, not concerning the spiritual salvation. So such people are interested in collecting only. So on the other side, on the contrary, those who are interested in Krishna consciousness. See, every verse Maharaj Rishabdev is giving positive and negative, so it's like consecutively both sides. On the other side, Maharaj Rishabdev is saying that anyone who is interested in reviving his Krishna consciousness, they just perform their duties, household duties, but they are not attached. They just become indifferent. And at the same time, they just collect only enough to keep the body and soul together. So basically, they are not endeavoring, doing hard work just to maintain the body. They are not doing hard work. They are doing their duties for a higher purpose in life. So, which is to revive the love of Godhead. And we also understand that's a Krishna Prema. So, now Rishabdev Maharaj is saying, what is the problem if we focus on material, enhancing or maintaining this body? If it becomes the goal of life, then what is the problem? The problem is nunam pramatta kurute vikarma. So what happens? They become mad and they perform vikarma, all sinful activities. So that is the problem. So if we focus only on the bodily platform, gradually the person becomes mad and he does only lot of sinful activities. And because of what reason? Indriya pritaya apnoti. So because of the attraction towards the sensual enjoyment, the person becomes gradually pramatta, mad. So that's why Rishabdev Maharaj is giving both reasons how to solve. Everything is condensed in these verses. So, and Rishabdev Maharaj is also saying, therefore, nasadu manye yato atmana ayam asanna api kleshada asha deha. So therefore, it is not, for an intelligent man to involve in sense gratification, it is not advised, and he perpetually gets one material body after another. So he gets basically goes through the samsara chakra, this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, because of this indriya priti apnoti. So what happens to such a person who is attached to this sense enjoyment? What happens to him? He is giving a vivid example of what happens. So parabhavas tavan abhoto jato yavanya jignashatu atma tattvam. So what happens is the person, whatever he does with the aim of achieving the sense enjoyment, he gets defeated again and again. So in this, and then he gets subjected to miseries arising from his ignorance. So one who is attached to sense gratification, he may think he is very expert. He may think, oh, he has attained so many, positions. He has so much wealth. But then Rishabdev Maharaj is saying he is getting defeated again and again, because he is not inquiring in the spiritual values of life. So the real wealth he is forgetting, he is going after the illusory wealth of this material world. So if any person is doing like this, then we can understand that is called karmatmaka. So meaning his whole life is being driven towards achieving something for the sense enjoyment, like kama karma bhi. So he's being driven by this desire to enjoy fruitive activities. So his vision is basically colored. So even when I was coming to Krishna consciousness, in the early days, and now also whatever desire in my heart, it will just come out in the association of devotees. So Krishna is very merciful. He tries to show you that these are the obstacles in your path. So this is what Rishabdev Maharaj is saying, that when our desires is driven for a particular goal in life, that goal always shows up in front of us, either spiritual or material. So if it is a material, then it's called karmatmaka, so which is given by Rishabdev Maharaj here. So and then he says, as long as this mind is impure, this as long as this consciousness, this goal is not aligned to spiritual goal, then what will happen? Again and again we have to accept the material body. So this is the message he is giving. And there is one verse in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse number 37, where Krishna says that the fire of knowledge can burn into ashes all the material activities, reactions to material activities. So the transcendental knowledge, so which is basically is bhakti. So that is the power of bhakti. The power of bhakti can dissolve this position of karmatmaka and take you towards the position of vimukta manina, like one who is liberated. So on the other side, if we don't endeavor, then what will happen? Prabhupada is also saying that we cannot just assume that we are liberated, but we have to endeavor for it. In the Srimad Bhagavatam itself, Bhagavatam says that Anyo Aravindaksha Vimukta Maninas Tvayi Astabhavad Avishuddha Buddhaya. So people may think they are liberated without having any knowledge of devotional service, but actually they are not liberated. So they will fall down. So now Rishabdev Maharaj is gradually taking us. He just gave us the problem. He defined the problem. He said what will happen. We'll get defeated life after life. We'll go through the again birth and death cycle. Now Rishabdev Maharaj is saying uh, what is the contrary. Contrary is as long as we are covered with this karma vasham. Vasam is also, the Sanskrit word is the mind is has that impressions of that fruitive activities. Then his mind is subjugated to fruitive activities. So on the contrary, Yavan Mayi Vasudeva. So he's saying Mayi means Rishabdev Maharaj is saying love for me. So he is none other than Vasudeva. So until one has love for Vasudeva, then he is not delivered from this material condition of accepting another material body. So the verse number 7, again he is emphasizing this aspect of bondage. It is like animal. If you look at the animal, they don't have any higher goals. Like they just go by instincts. When they are hungry, they eat. When they have to defend themselves, they defend. When they have sex, they just have. So there is no higher instincts of higher dimension life. But so here Rishabdev Maharaj is saying that by forgetting our own interest, if we live our life in the material world centering around home like that, then it is basically no better than a foolish animal. So on the verse number 8, again the whole world is Rishabdev Maharaj is giving that clue what is happening in this whole world. And it's in Bhagavad Gita also, it's called Maithunya Agara, like the prison house made of sex life, attraction between male and female. So because this attraction is so strong, it is the basic principle of attraction to this material world, that it gives the Hridaya Granthim Ahu, Tayor Mitu Hridaya Granthim. That is, the hard knot happens in the heart, and this hard knot is very difficult to overcome. And because of this hard knot, everybody considers I am this body and everything around this body is mine. Basically the concept of aham mameti, janasya mohoyam aham mameti, this illusion is the source of this illusion. Rishabdev Maharaj is saying this pumsam striya maithuni bhavam. So this principle of attraction between male and female, it's not only in the human form, this attraction is there in the animal species as well. So on the verse number 9, so Maharaj now is saying, and this hard knot, which is the Hridaya Granthi, because of the attraction of male and female, this has to be slackened, or this has to be cut, this has to be loosened in order to turn away from this attachment and go to the transcendental platform. So basically in the verse number 8 he gave the problem, and the verse number 9 he is saying this hard knot has to be loosened. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, in the verse number chapter 2, Canto 1, it says Chidyante Vidyante sarva samshayaha. So Chiyanti shashya karmani drusta evatmanishware. So there also, when we follow Bhagavatam principles, when we hear Bhagavatam regularly, then what happens? Gradually this hard knot is loosened. It gets cut into pieces, and all our samshaya doubts will be cleared. At that time, we understand that we are the same part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So the same message here also Maharaj Rishabdev is giving us. So in the last 10 to 13, last 3 verses, now Maharaj is saying directly his sons, even though these 100 sons were directly born to Supreme Lord, he still wants them to, they are not, born with a silver spoon that they are already perfect. So Maharaj wants them to take the every step in life to become a Paramahamsa, elevated devotee. So he's setting an ideal example of giving these instructions to his sons so that everybody else follows their example. So there are specific details that he says. So basically, to avoid sense gratification and to tolerate the pains and pleasures in life. So titikshavaha, and then with all the faith in Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's requesting them to undergo all austerities for the sake of devotional service. And he's also saying to Shranvanti, Gayanti, Grananti, like he's asking them to chant, glorify the Supreme Lord, and so to look everyone equally on the spiritual platform. So basically to a vision of a devotee, he is asking them to look at the world without any anger, enmity, or lamentation. So, and as a Paramahamsa devotee, and he's also asking them to abandon this idea of body and aham mameti idea, and completely with the full faith in scriptures, he wants them to perform their prescribed duties. And always thinking of Supreme Lord, Manmana Bhavamat Bhakto. So he is asking to practice the Bhakti Yoga very enthusiastically, just like Rupa Goswami is giving us. So he's asking him to practice enthusiastically. So this is the essence at the end that Rishabhdev Maharaj basically wants their sons to become a Paramahamsa devotees. So just like Srila Prabhupada. So Hare Krishna, thank you very much. This concludes today's verse number 13. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.